What's up, all my Ewoks, Rebels, Droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as Star Wars Girl. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of She-Hulk Episode 8, the second to last episode in the entire series. Yay! Now, in this episode, we finally get to see Daredevil, and of course, he unfortunately gets the Disney treatment, but of course, are we even surprised by that? But before we get into the review, guys, my channel is Hardcore Shadow Band here on YouTube, so every single like, share, comment really helps out my channel fighting the pesky YouTube algorithms. It's all about that engagement. Also, if you guys haven't yet, maybe take a minute, smash the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Make sure that that bell is set to all. That way you actually get notifications when I post videos and when I do live streams. Also, a public service announcement. My friend Nick Ricada, his channel, Ricada Law, was mass flagged by weirdos and deleted from YouTube. Now, if I know Nick, he's going to fight it, you know, to the full extent that he is capable of. But guys, the way to get YouTube's attention is to @ them on Twitter. If you guys have a Twitter account, please @ YouTube and @ YouTube creators and ask them to reinstate Nick's channel, because it was false flagged by a bunch of weirdos on the fucking internet that don't like people that have opinions that they don't, you know, deem worthy, that they don't like, that is the wrong thing to them. So please, if you guys can, go @ YouTube on Twitter, go ask for Nick's channel to get reinstated. Please be as respectful as possible. It is a fucked up situation, but every single, you know, @ that YouTube sees does help, and that is where they respond to people. And if you guys aren't already, please go and follow Nick on the social medias that he still has, like Rumble, Odyssey, and Locals. Those will all be linked down below in the description of this video, and I know Nick would really appreciate all of the support, and I thank you guys all in advance for that. Now that I have said all of that, let's get on to the review. Now, I will say this, out of all of the 8 episodes that have been released, this was the best one, and that was 100% because of Daredevil. Until the end, when they make a complete mockery of him by having him do the walk of shame in his Daredevil suit barefoot. Yeah, that's what they did to him. Now, in this episode, the premise of it is that Jen has to defend this spoiled, rotten brat who wants to be a superhero, but she has to represent him because his dad is a big client, a filthy rich client of the law firm that she works for, and so she has to represent him in court because his supersuit malfunctioned. And of course, the guy that makes all of her clothes is the guy that made his supersuit, so she's got to take him to court. But she's like, oh my god, I can't take him to court because he makes my outfits and I can't find another tailor, as if like there's no one else on the planet that is tall, and there's no large women on this planet, and she couldn't go to any tailor on the face of the planet that knows how to tailor clothing to bodies. Oh my gosh, the measurements are slightly bigger than normal. Oh my god, how unheard of that tailors, that there's people out there that can do their job. I mean, we literally in our real reality world have people that can just watch a second of a video game and recreate the entire costume. You know, those professional cosplayers that you can, and they show you a YouTube video on how they fucking do it. So I mean, if people nowadays that aren't even professional tailors can make shit and make it, you know, something that you can actually wear in public, and it was something that was literally just created for a video game that they never expected anyone to cosplay as, I'm pretty sure she could find a fucking tailor that can make suits out of stretchy material that can fit both bodies, that isn't a dude that just specializes in making super suits. And also, that guy's not the only guy in the world that can make super suits. So it just shows the lack of intelligence that these people have when they set these things up. And it's also like, you want us to believe that Jen is an intelligent lawyer. Literally every single decision that she makes is fucking stupid. But that's the premise of the episode, is that she's got to take her tailor to court. And at first she's like, no, I'm just going to go talk to him. And then she talks to him and he gets offended, like she thought that he was going to. And they end up going to court anyways. And who's representing him? Oh my gosh, it's Daredevil, because they set that up a few episodes ago where they showed his Daredevil mask. And so he needed to come to LA anyway to get his new super suit. And so he's in LA, and then he shows up in the courtroom, and they even have a pause moment for the audience to like scream and cheer, even though we're not watching this in theaters. So Daredevil shows up in court. They have a little interaction, and she's like, looks at the camera. She's like, I'm kind of feeling this, dude. And it's like, of course you do. because you are into every single guy except for the one weird, creepy guy, even though you matched with him on the dating site. And so she's like kind of feeling daredevil. She loses her case because her dumbass client, because this is how terrible of a lawyer she is. She doesn't even interrogate her own client. I shouldn't say interrogate in this situation, but she doesn't even question her own client really on what went wrong, why his suit malfunctioned. And he literally admits it like, oh, I used jet fuel. And it's like this guy that made the suit's just like, that's not part of the instructions. No fucking wonder it malfunctioned. And Jen wasn't even smart enough to ask and like try to figure out why the suit malfunctioned. She's like, yeah, even though she makes a big stink about, oh, I can't take my tailor to court. She doesn't even investigate this. She does absolutely no prep work before going into court. What a terrible fucking lawyer. And I gotta admit, it was funny to watch Daredevil destroy her in court. That was pretty funny. And I was like, wow, they're actually letting like a man be kind of heroic. And then I realized at the end of the episode, I'm like, oh, you know why? It's because this episode was written by a man. How surprising. Whenever a woman writes this show, men are the embodiment of all evil. Men can't do anything right. Every single man is wrong 100% of the time. They're all useless. They're all dumb. And even when they're not useless and dumb, like the one hot guy that she bangs, they betray her in some way, shape, or form. So it's like, a man's writing this episode, so a character like Daredevil actually gets to be heroic and charming and funny and witty. It's like, oh wow, what a night and day difference. Mystery solved, though. It's because this episode is written by a man. So hats off to that dude. If only he didn't end the episode the way that he did. But to further go along the plot, so she gets her ass handed to her in court. Then she's drinking at a bar as Jen. Of course, Daredevil's there. He buys her a drink. They're talking. She looks at the camera again and she's like, I'm so into this guy. And then he's got to go because he's got to call. And then she's getting texts from the weird not hippie, but like the one weird dude that was like, has a She-Hulk fetish that was nice enough to show up in court and defend her. And he's like, I have an emergency. I need you. And he basically tricked her into like showing up for a date so he could brag about how he bought a Wakanda staff, and then he like does the like really cringy Wakanda Forever and he imitates like their voices and she gets uncomfortable. And it was like one of those white man bad scenes, which in this scene I'm like, yeah, this dude is a completely vapid materialistic asshole. And I mean, well, she's in LA, so I'm like, that kind of makes sense. That is a pretty spot on LA stereotype. So I was like, all right, again, the person that's writing this actually has been around human beings. But it's funny because then what she does, instead of saying like, yo dude, you bought, and he says the Wakanda's after him because it was stolen, and instead of saying as a lawyer, she should be like, so you just admitted that you bought something that was stolen, and just because you have receipts for it. Like she doesn't really care about the law, even though she's a lawyer. It drives me fucking crazy. And then she like storms out when she realizes that this guy literally just tricked her into coming so he could have a date with She-Hulk. And it's like, you do realize that you didn't have to go there and see the weird guy. Like, you didn't have to do that, but she did it anyway. And it's like, oh, all right, they just needed that for plot. And so she goes home. The second she goes home, she gets a call from the fucking frog kid who was the one that she had to represent earlier in this episode. And he's like, I'm being chased by bad guys and they're attacking me. And I'm going to the lily pad, which is my secret hideout that everyone knows about it because I have neon signs. And it's like this kid is like a really bad he's making a really bad attempt at being Batman. So she goes to go save him. Turns out who is chasing him? Oh my gosh, it's Daredevil. So she gets into a fight with Daredevil. She destroys like a floor of a parking garage. Then she throws a bunch of people's cars at him. They get into a fight. She claps and like messes up his hearing. She grabs him, unmasks him, and is like, oh my gosh, it's Matt Murdock. And then she's like, what's going on? And she shifts back to Jen, and like they talk about secret identities and stuff. She's like, are you faking being blind? What the hell is going on? And then it's like a little back and forth about his powers and stuff. And then they go to where the kid is because he kidnapped This is the big twist. He kidnapped the tailor, and he's forcing him to make super suits. And I'm like, what am I watching? You kidnapped Edna Mode, and you're forcing him to make you a super suit. Like, this is so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. They could have them fighting actual bad guys, but instead they're having them hunt down some spoiled rotten brat that stole the dude that makes outfits. This is how you know that this show is plotted out by a bunch of stupid women. Literally everything in this show revolves around clothing. It's like how fucking shallow can you get? Instead of actually following the comics and having her against Trask, the dude that killed her mother, that is, trying to take over all of LA, that's like this not super villain, but the super mobster that's literally trying to be the biggest bad in LA, that has been her arch nemesis like her entire life. That's her father's arch nemesis, that a guy that actually does shit, that steals from fucking Tony Stark and uses one of Tony Stark's robots to impersonate She-Hulk and like set it up like She-Hulk is murdering people. It's like you could have actually had a fucking villain and have Daredevil help you against a fucking mobster that he is very much experienced dealing with. But no, you have it go against a spoiled rotten teenager and have it revolve around clothing. That's where we're at right now. So her and freaking Daredevil go and they save the dude after having like a debate and like a little back and forth that's like flirtatious about how they're gonna take out the bad guys and stuff like that. And again, it's not funny. Like, they keep saying, oh, this is a comedy, this is a sitcom, but there's nothing that's funny about it. They have their little moments again. They do the whole reveal of her super suit, and then they go back to her place and are making out. They do the deed. The next morning, he's doing the walk of shame, and her friend shows up and is like, oh my God, there's some dude in a devil suit doing the walk of shame. Ha ha ha. Oh my God, you did that? You made him do the walk of shame? And I'm just like, does nobody have like Uber around here? Like, also, why would Daredevil just be walking around and playing like sight? Wouldn't he be like sneaking his way back home? Because the second he shows up to whatever hotel he's staying at, everyone's gonna know that he's Daredevil instead of him sneaking there. And also, I'm like, homegirl had like a bunch of giant men suits. She didn't have anything to lend him, so he didn't have to walk home in his super suit. Like, wow, she's totally considerate. What a wonderful person. But her friend showed up because she's got to get ready for the gala because she's winning some kind of award. And her mother and father are there. Her mother, who is somehow again alive, because they don't read the comics and they don't know her mother died. They don't know the reason that she got into becoming a lawyer is because her father's a sheriff. Her father's a badass, hardcore sheriff who like rarely shows his emotions. Instead, they make him a bumbling idiot. And for whatever reason, her mother is still alive because these people don't know her mother is dead. They don't know the reason she went into not law enforcement. The reason why she went to become a lawyer was to put bad guys like the one that killed her mother behind bars because she didn't want to be a cop like her father. She wanted to pursue it and like put these guys away. It's like, wow, again, like it just kind of blows my mind how no research went into the making of the show. No research on this character at all. And they go to the show. She's getting the award. While she's giving a speech about her award, the bad guys, the bad internet guys take over and they show her sex tape that the one Asian guy filmed. The Asian guy that was like the bad guy that stole her blood in the last episode that she spent the whole last episode trying to get over. They show the sex video and she understandably gets pretty fucking pissed and embarrassed because her parents and all of her colleagues are in this, fancy gala and they're seeing her sex tape. And she gets mad and Hulk smashes the TV and everyone freaks out like she's a monster. And it's like, but in reality, it's like, a normal human without superpowers would get fucking pissed and smash the TV too. I don't fucking blame her. If some dude filmed you having sex without, you know, your permission, and then your fucking haters go and post that, yeah, a lot of people would have Hulk smashed the fucking television without having Hulk abilities. So like this whole like, oh, they're turning her into a monster, and then the episode ends with her like chasing down the bad guys, the internet trolls that just happened to all be there in suits and had masks on. So it's like, oh, that's weird that they all just happened to be there. It's almost as if like there weren't people filming and taking videos the entire night and you could see who were the people that put the masks on. It's almost as if there's no thought in this at all. And that's how the episode ends. Great fucking episode, right? And like I said, this was the best episode out of all of them. And that's because of fucking Daredevil. And then they decided like, oh yeah, let's just make him do the walk of shame in his fucking super suit. Let's, again, take away anything that this man had and let's reduce him to walking barefoot. And it's funny, like, why is he walking barefoot? It's not like a girl where she's got like 6-inch stilettos and that's why she's not wearing them and that's why she's walking barefoot doing the walk of shame. He's in flat boots. Why would he be walking barefoot? It doesn't make any fucking sense. But you know why they did it? Was because they need to strip any dignity that this man had, because we can't have a man be a man in any way, shape, or form. We can't have Daredevil, who's been intelligent this entire episode. We can't have him, oh, hey, I'm in a super suit. Didn't you used to have like large clothing that I could borrow from when you become She-Hulk? Weren't you wearing men's clothing? Don't you have some kind of man suit that I could borrow? And some kind of bag or duffel bag that I could put my super suit in, so that way I don't have to go back to my hotel and expose my fucking identity to everyone. Oh my gosh, it's almost as if they stripped any kind of intelligence or thought from him. Great job, Disney. Great fucking job. Go fuck yourself. And that's the episode. I need a shot after that. Anyways, everyone, I'm losing my brain cells. I'm so glad that there's only one episode left. But now it's like the season finale. What the fuck could they possibly do next? There has been no thought process through this entire damn show, and it's so abundantly apparent in every single episode that we get. But anyways, everyone, I hope you enjoyed my review. If you guys did, please smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay. Thank you so much for watching this far through. Let me know what you think about all of this down below in the comment section. I would really, really appreciate hearing your guys' thoughts on this. And let me know, you know, like, it's Daredevil, man. It's Daredevil. Like, are you guys as frustrated as I am? Let me know down below in the comment section. And guys, once again, my channel is Hardcore Shadow Band here on YouTube. So every single like, share, comment really, really does help my channel. It's all of that engagement that YouTube's bots pay attention to, and it's the only way to help me fight the shadow ban, and I would really, really appreciate it. So thank you. Also, if you guys haven't yet, maybe take a minute, smash the subscribe button and ring that bell for notification. Make sure that that bell is set to all, that we actually get notifications when I post videos and when I do live streams. And until next time, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much again for supporting my channel and my content. And if you guys would like to support me further, my cosplay calendar, my gamer edition cosplay calendar, is live still now on Indiegogo for a limited time only. We were very, very successful in the campaign, and we are currently in demand. In demand is only going to be up for a limited time only, so be sure to go check it out before we take this down. And guys, once again, thank you so much for this. If you guys want to go and back this campaign, the link is down below in the description of this video, and make sure that you guys check it regularly, because I do add updates on there and more photos are coming soon. So thank you, guys.